following is a production of Learfield Sports.
It's a cold day in Columbia, Missouri, but it's warm inside Mizzou Arena, where today the 3-0 Missouri Tigers take on Gardner-Webb at 2-2. Hello and welcome courtside to Mizzou Arena. My name is Bo Bayman, glad to be joined by Gary Link. It's been a week since Missouri's played. There's been some off-the-court news. Stefan Jankovic, Gary, deciding he will leave Missouri and transfer somewhere else.
Yes, I mean, we're sorry to see Steph go, but we're going to do everything we can to make it successful for him wherever he decides to go.
We talked about 7 days since the last game. That was in Kansas City against Hawaii. And really for Missouri, the difference was the big men. The play inside showed up.
Yeah, Rosberg and Tony Criswell. We're seeing Rosberg here, the sophomore out of St. Louis, playing with so much more confidence. He's strong enough now to be able to finish, and Tony Criswell's a senior. It's time for that guy to step up. He brings toughness in that game against Hawaii. He had 11 points, 9 rebounds. Tony Criswell, Ryan Rosberg, their man on the 5 spot for the Tigers.
And that was Criswell's first game after a couple of games sitting out, so he'll be back in action for game number 2 tonight. For Gardner-Webb, a guy to watch is Najee Hibbert.
Najee Hibbert, a terrific player, probably their best player. Also has some SEC Big 12 ties. He started his career at Texas A&M. He's a young man that can score the basketball, drive the basketball, and for Gardner-Webb to be successful this afternoon, he'll have to play big.
And we'll see what happens. The Bulldogs trying to pull the upset, as Missouri has been spectacular at home, winning 75 straight non-conference games inside this building. It's the Runnin' Bulldogs and the Tigers, and we'll tip it off when we come back. Shelter Insurance for your auto, home, and life. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. By Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. By Casey's General Stores, convenience stores, and a whole lot more. By CenturyLink Prism, CTV in a whole new light. And by Pizza Hut. Get game time going with Pizza Hut's new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. Pizza Hut, make it great. And we are back here at Mizzou Arena as the Tigers get set for the Runnin' Bulldogs, and one of the Tigers we'll be watching today, Jabari Brown, the 6'5 junior. He's been really, really good in the early going.
About 20 points a game, nearly 6 rebounds a game. Coming off a game against Hawaii, he plays 38 minutes, has 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Jabari Brown can do it all. Here he drives the ball to the basket. Strong finish for Jabari. Nice pass from Clarkson. Once again, to the basket. When he drives the ball to the basket, then it makes him a two-dimensional player. He can knock down threes, drive the ball. Offensively, Jabari Brown has very few weaknesses.
Tied the career high with 23 against Hawaii, and you know he'll be trying to be on target tonight as we get set for this game that has been moved, obviously, to a 2:30 start thanks to the football game down at Ole Miss. A big one tonight for Gary Pinkel's squad. There you see Tim Kraft, the head coach of the Gardner-Webb Bulldogs. His first year, he used to be an assistant at Gardner-Webb left for Auburn. He was an assistant there. He was an assistant at East Carolina. Now he's back at Gardner-Webb. His lineup, we talked about Hibbert, Castellanos, Strange, Jerome Hill, and Mike Byron will be the starting 5 for your Gardner-Webb running Bulldogs. For the Missouri Tigers, it's Tim Fuller on the bench, and it's his 4th game as interim head coach while Frank Haith is on suspension. And Fuller's starting 5 will be the same that we've seen. You're going to see Jordan Clarkson. You'll also see number 5, or I should say number 3, Jonathan Williams III. And you'll see Ernest Ross. And you will see Rosberg. And you'll see Brown like we talked about. The Mizzou basketball tip-off brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And Mizzou in white has the basketball as we're underway. A pretty good crowd here showing up at Mizzou Arena on a Saturday afternoon. That's Jordan Clarkson with the ball. He'll get it to J3. Jonathan Williams III, the freshman from Memphis. Back out to Clarkson with 5 to shoot. See if he sees it. Rosberg inside, lays it up and in with the left hand.
That's a terrific possession by Missouri. Very patient with the ball. Ryan Rosberg sets a nice pick, slip to the basket, easy 2.
So running the point for the running Bulldogs will be Tyler Strange. He's a junior from Massachusetts. Castellanos is number 3. He has the ball right there. Strange gives it up, and here's Hibbert. Hibbert, 17.5 points averaging in his last 2 games. Where's number 11? Bulldogs go inside, and they'll pound it with Jerome Hill. Hill muscles, but he travels with the basketball. Turnover, good defense there by Rosberg.
Both teams starting a solid man-to-man defense. Good point. Ryan Rosberg does a nice job that time of not giving up the baseline and forcing the turnover by Gardner-Webb.
So Tigers up 2-0 with the ball now. It's Jabari Brown's got a lane to the hoop, and he puts it up and in. Tough, strong move by Jabari Brown.
That man just keeps getting better and better.
We should mention this is part of the 2013 Las Vegas Invitational. So it's 4 games in the next 6 days for both of these teams, including Missouri, which will host IUPUI on Monday. And then it's out to Las Vegas, where they'll see Northwestern and Nevada. Bulldogs with the ball. Hibbert being guarded by Ernest Ross. Here's Strange. He'll take it, drive it, put it off the glass. The rebound went to the Bulldogs, and that was Byron. I think that was almost a pass. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Rally House. Tiger fans, win tickets to the Mizzou Blackout game against Texas A&M on November 30th. Visit rallyhouse.com/Mizzou tickets to register for your chance to win.
A convert free throw for Missouri big. In the first 3 games, Missouri just shooting 60% as a team from the free throw line.
That's one of the things Coach Fuller really talked about, said we have to work on that because if we get there, we got to get those free points. There's Hibbert for 3. That one won't go, and Williams III with the rebound, and here's Ross on the run, drives it, puts it up and in. Strong move by the senior, Ernest Ross.
Missouri loves to score off transition. When the Tigers get a rebound, even after a made basket, Missouri wants to get that ball inbounds and push it down the floor.
And one of the things that Coach Fuller talked about this week to the media was he wants Ernest Ross to take it to the basket. Don't settle for those jump shots. That one's no good, and another rebound for Williams III, and Missouri's running. Strange picks off Clarkson's pass as he tried to get it to Rosberg, and here come the running Bulldogs. Hibbert's got it. Good pickup there by Ross. Castellanos, I should say. And now Brown gives it off, and a nice dump pass to Mike Byron, who lays it up and in. Clarkson is bumped outside, and that's one of the new fouls they'll call. And Gary, let's talk about that. I know everybody's talking about it, it seems like, but it really has made a difference in the college game.
It really has, Bo, but I like the rule. And what you need to do as a defensive player, you need to stay in front of your man, in between your man and the basketball. That's just good fundamental basketball. What happens, these players are bigger and stronger and more athletic, but on the defensive end, rather than sliding their feet, they've been running at players. The officials are going to clean it up, and I like the rule.
So Tigers up 6-2, and Keanu Post is checked into the game, and that's his game. Right underneath the basket, puts it up and in, off the window.
6'11", 270 pounds. That young man has a big upside.
8-2 Tigers early on, 16:40 to play here in the first half. Gardner-Webb looking to go inside to Jerome Hill. He's got it now. Backs in and did a nice job against Clarkson and uses his left hand, used his muscle to get that one in. Jerome Hill, 6'5", 210, the sophomore from Adele, Georgia. Here's Clarkson on the drive. A little out of control, but he'll get it to go. And Clarkson's on the board. 10 points for the Tigers. And the Tigers spreading out the scoring. Here's Hibbert going inside again to Hill. Hill against Clarkson. Backs his way in. Can't get it to go with the right hand. And look at J3. He's got another rebound.
Great IQ by J3. Rebounds the basketball at its peak, and he does it with two hands.
And here's Hibbert. He's got a breakaway on the other end after the turnover, and he'll lay it up and in. It's a 4-point Missouri lead. That one was too easy. Here's Jabari Brown being guarded by Strange. Ross's shot is no good. Rebounded by Hill. And Strange brings back the running Bulldogs. Good pass, good defense there by the Tigers. Takes us to our first timeout. 15:22 to go in the first half. Jordan Clarkson on the board, and the Tigers are up 10-6 early on. And thank their Olympic sports sponsors for the 2012-2013 season. Hampton Inn and Suites at the University of Missouri, sponsor of Mizzou Gymnastics. CenturyLink, sponsor of Mizzou Women's Basketball. CNC Construction, MU Children's Hospital, and True Sun Exterior, sponsors of Mizzou Softball. And Taco Bell, sponsor of Mizzou Volleyball. Pickleman's Gourmet Cafe, sponsor of Missouri Baseball. 15:20 to play here in the first half. 10-6 Missouri over Gardner-Webb. Alongside Gary Link, I'm Bo Bayman. Glad you could join us for this afternoon affair as Wes Clark has checked into the game. It's Clarkson, Jabari Brown, Ernest Ross, and Keanu Post on the floor right now for Mizzou.
Good defense by Gardner-Webb. Coming out of the break, they switched to a little 2-3 zone. That's a nice job by Coach Kraft to kind of give him a little different look.
4 to shoot. Let's see if Clark can get it up. He does. It's short. And a good rebound there by the Bulldogs. Tigers got a decent shot, but it was a little hurried by Clark. Strange has the ball. He'll get it in the corner. And that three-pointer is put up and get good by number 24, Isaiah Ivey, who's checked into the ball game. Also checking in, Anze Branch, who wears number 5. Gardner-Webb going with the black on black for the numbers today. Three-pointer on the other end for Jabari Brown is no good. Rebound fought for and gathered in by number 20, Tyrell Nelson. That's a good thing about Gardner-Webb. They feel like they have the players and the depth to play in this game and play 4 games in 6 days.
They play 8 or 9 guys, and they're very patient. Offensively, they run a nice offense, and now defensively, the last couple times down, the 2-3 zone has really bothered the Tigers.
Good rebound on the other end by Jabari Brown. Here's a three-pointer from Ross that's no good. And Hibbert has the rebound.
Yeah, that shot's way too quick. You know, against the zone, you've got to pass the ball, you've got to move without the ball, and you've got to find gaps and get better shots.
And there's a three-pointer from Hibbert. We talked about Najee Hibbert, the Texas A&M transfer, and the running Bulldogs have the lead at 12-10 on an 8-0 run. Ross has it to Post. Post fumbles it, and it goes right to the Bulldogs. Picked off by Nelson, and here comes Gardner-Webb. Hibbert thought about it again, but good defense there by Ernest Ross. Hibbert on the drive, goes off his foot, but luckily goes to Ivy. Gardner-Webb will reset with 10 to shoot. Now 5 to shoot. Hibbert is going to have to put it up. He will, and knocks it down. It's a two-pointer with the foot on the line, but a tough shot from Hibbert.
He's a go-to player, though. They look to Hibbert when it gets late in the shot clock. And right now, Gardner-Webb doing a nice job of running the shot clock down and making Mizzou defend.
Clarkson goes in, can't get it to go. Now Brown travels with the basketball. It's a turnover. It will go back to Gardner-Webb. How about Gardner-Webb shooting from the outside?
Yeah, knocking down three-point shots. The rule on three-point shooters is high hands. You've got to get back to the shooter and get your hand up too late. Ernest Ross is late closing out. Gardner-Webb made us pay. As soon as Gardner-Webb went to the little 2-3 zone, Missouri has struggled.
Tigers make some substitutions as Torrin Jones is into the game wearing number 24, and also into the game, back into the game, is Jonathan Williams III. He wears number 3. Here's Hibbert, and he loses the ball and then commits the foul. Silly foul there because he needs to stay in the game for Gardner-Webb. Just lost the handle of it right here, Gary.
Good defense. Nice job by Jordan Clarkson keeping his hands off. And when the ball is on the floor and you want to steal, that's the time to get it. When they're dribbling the ball down, attack the ball at the floor, you come up with a steal.
And Hibbert goes to the bench now. 12:04 to go. Get a little rest before the media timeout. Under 12. Clark goes inside looking for J3. He's got it. He'll back it outside. Again, the Bulldogs in the zone, and that pass goes right through Torrin Jones' hands and out of bounds. It'll be a turnover for Missouri. And Gardner-Webb will have the basketball on a 10-0 run, leading 14-10 in the first half. Webb's on a 10-0 run over the last 5 minutes and 6 seconds, and they lead 14-10. Hey, today's Purina Pro Plan player profile focuses on Matty Mock, the redshirt freshman quarterback from Kenton, Ohio, who will see some time tonight down at Ole Miss. He started the last 4 games. James Franklin is back, but he will play tonight in a big one for Gary Pinkel's team. And that's our Purina Pro Plan player profile. Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
Gardner-Webb went to the 2-3 zone in Missouri, attacking the 2-3 zone better than they have in the past, but you have to have players make plays. You set 1-3-1 against them. When that ball goes to the free throw line, that player must be able to turn, face the basket, either take that 15-foot shot or get a teammate involved. 5 turnovers for Missouri early, too many.
There's a nice pass to Anze Branch. He cannot finish, and Rosberg has the rebound, and here comes Missouri. Wes Clark backs it out to Clarkson. And Clarkson's going to reset things because he knows Missouri needs a bucket.
Out of the timeout partner, they go back to the man-to-man defense. So every time there's a change on a timeout, Gardner-Webb's changing their defense.
Clark, a little jumper in the lane, gets the roll, and a big bucket for Missouri there. Wes Clark has 2, and that's now 6 different players with 2 points apiece for Missouri.
Now, Wes Clark's on the floor. He's the point guard, so his job is to run the show. When he's on the floor, Jabari Brown and Jordan Clarkson, especially Jordan Clarkson, can then play the 2 position. Quite honestly, a position he's much more comfortable playing.
Strange tries to go inside the Branch, and it goes off his hands. Hey, Shelter Insurance is a proud sponsor of Mizzou basketball. For a free auto, home, and life insurance protection review, visit your Shelter Insurance agent or find us on the web at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Good defensive play by Wes Clark. The bounce pass is the slowest pass in basketball. That time Wes Clark anticipated it, caused the turnover.
Clarkson drives, a little move, and lays it high off the glass and gets it to go to tie us up at 14. Approaching halfway through the first half, Bulldogs and the Tigers tied at 14 here at Mizzou Arena.
Gardner-Webb very comfortable just bringing the ball down very slowly.
And you'll notice that Najee Hibbert, who has the ball right there, is back in the game. There's a 3-pointer from Ivy, no good. Rosberg with the rebound, and here come the Tigers on the run. Clark gives it to Brown. It goes off his hand and out of bounds. It'll go right over to the Bulldogs. Watch
Clarkson here, how smooth he is and how strong. Now get to the rim and look at nice high on the glass. Why you want to shoot that ball so high is if you get bumped, you got a chance to get fouled in the old-fashioned 3-point play. Jordan Clarkson, smooth as silk.
You mentioned the turnovers for Missouri, another one there, and that's just too many early on. Here's Byron with the basketball, looking to give it up. He will finally to Castellanos. Castellanos to Jerome Hill. And Castellanos for 3 hits nothing except the baseline. It goes the other way. It'll be the Tigers basketball. So on the floor right now for Missouri, checking in is Shane Rector, the point guard right there with the basketball, wearing number 11. Saw his first action a week ago against Hawaii from the Bronx. And a great pass by Rector to Rosberg, and Rosberg stays with it and puts it in.
That's a nice job by Rector and Rosberg. Rosberg finds the open spot on the floor, and Shane Rector's strong enough to get it inside and get it to the big fella.
Good job by Ryan Rosberg. And Rosberg has 4 points. Here's Hibbert, gives it back to Castellanos in the right corner. Good defense there by Rosberg on Hill. And you said it, Hibbert's their go-to man, and they just put it in his hands, don't they? And there's an offensive foul on a moving screen.
I'm going to show you this one more time. When you set this screen, you cannot move. Here you see him with hip, too much hip, easy call by the official.
And you saw that Hibbert wanted to let her go, too. Gets down in the shot clock, and he is their main man. He'll just fire it up. Rector hands off to Clarkson. 8:30 to go. Clarkson with another drive with the left hand. He can't get it to go, but J3 is there once. He's there again, and now gets that one in. Jonathan Williams, the third.
Just a freshman, but that young man knows how to play the game.
It's 18-14, and now it's a quick 8-0 run by Missouri. Once they went back to man-to-man, Missouri's been able to score. That one put up and in by Hill on the little turnaround, stops the run. Ryan Rosberg called for the offensive foul. It'll go the other way with 8:01 to go. A little out of control when he caught that one.
That's the first foul in Missouri. We played nearly 12 minutes in this game. Gardner-Webb's primarily a perimeter-oriented team, so that's why the Tigers are staying out of foul trouble.
And would you imagine we'll see a smaller Missouri lineup most of the day?
Sure.
There's Hibbert, and it's partially blocked, and Rosberg grabs it. And here comes Rector. Rector going straight down the lane, back out to Jabari Brown, who will drive, and he will put it up and get the roll. Good attacking of the hoop by the Missouri Tigers.
And give Shane Rector a lot of credit because the young man had the ball touch the paint. When the ball touches the paint, then you kick it out to the wing, good things happen.
Inside, that's number 20, Tyrell Nelson, who loses it, and Rector got hit on the ankle. Let's see if he's okay. He grimaced early. I think he'll be all right. We'll take a break with 7:19 to go. Missouri gets the lead back. It's 20-16 in favor of the Tigers. Play in the first half, Missouri on top of Gardner-Webb 20-16. Hey, try Pizza Hut's new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. If you love stuffed crust, you'll love this. Get a large one-topping pizza for just $12. Pizza Hut, make it great. Let's take a look at this last replay from up top, Gary.
Shane Richter does a nice job of getting the ball inside and kicks it back out to his teammate. What that does, it puts pressure on Gardner-Webb's defense to guard the basket, not once but twice. Here, Jabari Brown just shows you how strong he is. Gets it all the way to the rim, able to finish. Young man averaging about 20 points a game in the first 3 games.
Jabari Brown so far 4 points and a board on 2 of 3 shooting. And Gary, I've worked with you enough and listened to you enough. You keep a team around long enough and they start getting confidence.
No question about it. You want to try to put this team away early, back into their 2-3 zone. This is a defense that has given Missouri the most trouble.
And Rector will drive it in, tries the wraparound pass, and it goes out of bounds.
A little bit of a freshman mistake on that play. What you want to do, you want to drive the ball into the paint, but you got to be strong enough not to leave your feet and try to make that pass. It was the right play, but he was just a little out of control.
Tony Criswell comes into the game. He checks in for Ryan Rosberg, who takes a seat.
Rosberg having a nice day, 4 points already and 4 rebounds. And we'll see what toughness Criswell can bring. Here's Criswell fighting for it right there. And it'll bounce around to Ernest Ross, and here comes Ross on the break. Takes it straight in, can't get it to go. J3 is there. He can't get it, and it's tapped out and kept alive by Strange, but Ross has it. And then Strange takes it. Came back right from the bench, took it right from Ross. He'll try to take it the distance. He does, dishes it off, but what a block by Criswell. And the rebound goes right back to Isaiah Ivey. He can't score, but Criswell fouls him. What a strange play by Mr. Strange. And Tyler Strange goes over the bench, and then as he comes back in, Ross doesn't see him, and he just takes it down, and then a good idea to hand it off as he did. Our first free throw of the game is no good. That's Isaiah Ivey. Ivey is a 34% free throw shooter. A sophomore from Georgetown, Kentucky. The second one is up, and that one also no good. And there's a foul on the rebound, and it's going to go against number 35, Jerome Hill. That is his first. Hill was 4 points, and now he's got a foul. The Tigers look to expand on that 4-point advantage. Rector, Williams III, Ross, Criswell, and Jabari Brown on the floor right now for Missouri. Here's Rector driving. Hands off to Ross, who thought about driving for a second. But the Tigers reset. 15 to shoot now for Missouri. Drive in by Brown. He hands it off. Criswell can't finish, but I believe that's Williams III to finish up the garbage.
Got a nice nose for the basketball on both ends of the floor. Real soft hands, jumps quick, and he can catch the ball and finish.
It's 22-16, and Jonathan Williams III already has 7 rebounds tonight. Here's Ivey to Strange. Ivey will shoot the 3, and he hits his second one of the night.
Late closeout by Missouri against the three-point shooters we mentioned. Have to have high hands and make those three-point shooters put the ball on the floor and turn them into 2-point jump shooters.
Rector is going to try a 3. His is a little long. Ross bats it back out, and Rector has it. Tigers will reset with a fresh shot clock. In the corner, Ross has it. Now Brown fires a 3. That one's no good. Tapped around. Criswell's got it. There's going to call a foul underneath. And the foul's going to go against Ivey. Ivey's made 2 threes. And JW3 is doing some work on the glass. He's got 8 rebounds. That's a career high already. And we're just barely 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah, he just quietly lets the game come to himself. Just a freshman, but maturity-wise, he plays like a junior or a senior. And what I like about his game, he doesn't have to have the ball to be effective. He'll score enough points, but he'll rebound the ball and do all the little things to help you win games.
Criswell with the bounce and then loses it, and here comes Gardner-Webb. It's Hibbert. And you can see the three-point shooting. 50% for the Bulldogs, and the Tigers yet to find it from distance.
And really, there's no reason for Missouri to be shooting threes against this team. Against a smaller team like Gardner-Webb, just drive the ball to the basket.
Strong move by Hill inside, and he is fouled. And the foul's going to go against Tony Criswell, and that's going to be number 2 on Criswell. Good move by Hill, and gets it to go, and now with a free throw, Brennan Bulldogs can tie this one. Just when Missouri gets a 6-point advantage, Gardner-Webb comes right back.
A couple runs in this game. Gardner-Webb went on a 10-0 run. Missouri went on an 8-0 run. Now, both teams are kind of settling in. We're all tied up at 4:33 to go in the first half.
And Wes Clark will check back in. He replaces Shane Rector. And so you got Criswell in there. You got Williams III, Ernest Ross, Clarkson, and Wes Clark.
You've seen all 3 Missouri point guards in the first half. Start Jordan Clarkson, then Clark, then Rector. And I like what Coach Fuller's doing. You get guys in the game in the first half, and they really feel like they're part of the game.
Clark Gives it to Clarkson for three. And that one won't go, but Williams III is there again for a rebound. Can't get it. Then Criswell is underneath. Tough rebound, puts it back up and in with some muscle.
We talk about the grit and the toughness of Tony Criswell. In that game against Hawaii, he had 11 points and 9 rebounds. And watch how J3 keeps it alive. Can't quite finish, but here, keeps it alive. Criswell knows it's going to be right around the rim. There he is, and one.
Criswell doesn't get the free throw, but then new into the game is Logan Stumpf, and he grabbed it and then fell against one of his teammates called for traveling. He'll turn it over, and it'll go back to Missouri. 17 fouls now on the Bulldogs, just 3 for Missouri. J3 will try a three-pointer. That one is no good. The Tigers still 0 from three-point land.
Well, Missouri settles for three-point shots. Gardner-Webb just claps.
Four minutes now to go here in the first half. Tigers by 2. Najee Hibbert thought about the three, but he'll get it to Stumpf, and Stumpf's long three, rainbow's no good. Ball is tapped to Clarkson. Here comes Missouri. Inside to J3, and he is blocked as he went up for the dump by Logan Stumpf. Good pass there by Clarkson to Williams III. We'll take a break. 3:43 to go in the first half. Missouri leading Gardner-Webb 24-22. By Trusted Choice Insurance Agent. You need an independent insurance agent. By Purina Pro Plan. Nutrition that performs. By Honda. Stop by your local Mid-Missouri Honda dealer in Columbia or Jefferson City, or visit mohondadealers.com. And by Rally House. Visit Rally House in Columbia, St. Louis, Kansas City, or Springfield to find the largest selection of Missouri Tigers gear and gifts.
Tigers outscoring Gardner-Webb in the paint 24-8, plus 16. The reason Gardner-Webb is still in the game, Missouri 0 for 7 from the three-point line, and the Tigers have turned it over 9 times.
And the free throw line continues to haunt Missouri as Williams III misses the first. The Mizzou Television Network continues coverage of Mizzou hoops with the following games. It'll be Monday against IUPUI. That'll be at 7 o'clock, and then January 4th at 4 p.m. against Long Beach State as Ernest Ross lays it up and in. Check your local listings for stations and times. 2 missed free throws by Williams III, but Ross does a nice job of driving it hard on the baseline. As Hibbert drives it, he can't get it to go, and Williams III, another carom. Ross with a good decision to slow it down. J3 drives. His right hand no good. Tap no good. Rebounded by Anze Branch. Here's Strange, blocked big time by Jordan Clarkson. Good defense from the Tiger guard. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. You see the shooting, 53% field goals, 43% on the season. And the Tigers well below that this afternoon. Here's Hibbert with the basketball. Hibbert with 7 points to lead the Bulldogs. He'll try a three again, and that one is true. And it's a 1-point game, and Hibbert has 10.
He's a 45% three-point shooter. Late getting out, low hands, bad combination for Missouri.
Bulldogs slow getting back, and Ross takes it quickly to the rim. He can't get it to go, but he's fouled. And it's the second foul on number 24, Isaiah Ivey of Gardner-Webb. And it earns Ernest Ross 2 free throws. Ross is a 53% free throw shooter, and he should be better than that, shouldn't he?
No question about it. You know, it's early in this season. We've only played 3 games. This is game 4. But, you know, coming into this game, Ernest Ross, 37% from the field, 33 from 3, and just 53 from the free throw line. He's a much better offensive player than that.
Ross made the first. His second one is up and good as well, and the Tigers are back out by 3.
At this level, partner, free throws are about 95% mental. They all know physically how to shoot them the right way. They just got to get their mind right and shoot a higher percentage.
Hibbert gets it back to Strange. 2:20 to go here in the first half. Strange throws it up there, no good. Jabari Brown with the rebound, and here comes Missouri. Brown pushing it hard. He'll go the distance, lay it up, no good. Rebound underneath by Hibbert. Good thought by Brown, he just couldn't finish there. Hibbert will try to tie the game with a 3. Rebounds, and it goes out. And that's going to be a foul on number 20, Tyrell Nelson. And we'll go the other way, and we'll shoot free throws. By the way, before we get any further, I want to congratulate you. Missouri Sports Hall of Fame elected. Last night, yesterday, kind of announced. Congratulations, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, Bo. I'm humbled and honored to be going into the class with Andy Hill and Willie McGee and Ed Podolak and Charlie Brown, Dr. Adams, a bunch of other guys. So very, very honored and very humbled. It's going to be a great class. It's going to be a great day.
It's going to be a great day for Missouri because not only yourself, you mentioned Andy Hill, Dr. Mark Adams, who's been a team doc around here for a while. It'll just be a great day, and it's a great honor for you, and well deserved.
Thank you, my friend.
Criswell goes to the line and sinks the first.
And we talk about Tony and the little things that he does. Tony draws that foul last time down the floor because he had the right position. He was inside. Gardner-Webb had to come over his back. Not only does Gardner-Webb pick up another team foul, Missouri gets to extend the lead. Now Tigers lead by 5.
And Criswell has 6. He'll go to the bench because he has 2 fouls to protect him for the second half. And Coach Kraft is going to talk to one of the officials. And I think they're just talking about some of the good places to eat in Columbia since they're going to be here a while before they head and play Northwestern Monday night.
He might mention to him, too, that there's 10 team fouls on his team and 3 team fouls on Missouri.
Nevertheless, Gardner-Webb still much in this game, down only 5. There's a move by Hill that won't go, chipped around. Let's see who gets it. Hill's on the floor, he picks up, and then Clarkson takes it away. Missouri's got it with 90 seconds to play in the first half. Clarkson wants to run the offense, takes the screen from Torrin Jones. Jones catches. His shot is short, and Hibbert's got it. He's coming back 1-on-3, but he'll look to go the distance. And he's fouled on the way in.
Nice play that time by Hibbert. Was very little late getting back, and you got to stop the dribbler. When Hibbert gets a head of steam, impossible to stop him when he gets to the rim. Had to foul him. Now he shoots a couple free throws.
And that foul is going to go against Jordan Clarkson. That'll be his first. And as you mentioned, Hibbert will go to the line. Hibbert is 67% free throw shooter in the early going. He hits the first, and as you mentioned, a lot of these numbers are not where they will be. Give them about 10 games. 1:13 to play. 10 team fouls on Gardner-Webb, just the 4th on Missouri. Tigers shooting about 39% from the field. Gardner-Webb 37% from the field. That free throw also good. It's back to a 3-point advantage. Mike Byron comes back into the game. You see him right there for the running Bulldogs, and we'll see what the last 1:13 entails. It's been a pretty good first half, entertaining back and forth.
Very competitive basketball game.
Brown has it. And he looks to get the bounce pass inside, and it's tapped away. Here's the Las Vegas Invitational games today against Gardner-Webb. Then Monday we mentioned against IUPUI, who lost last night at Northwestern by 2. Then you get the Wildcats on Thanksgiving, and the next night it's Nevada. So it's a busy week for you, Mr. Link.
We're going to be playing some basketball, partner.
Tigers have it, under a minute to go. Clarkson will reset the offense with 10 to shoot. Clarkson tries to put up the 3. It's a little long, won't go. And that's going to be a over-the-back call on Anze Branch. That was an easy one as he got over the back of Torrin Jones with 41 seconds to go. And so that'll send Torrin Jones to the line. Jones, the freshman from Chandler, Arizona, 6'8", 234 pounds. He'll go to the free throw line. His first one rattles out, no good. And Gardner-Webb will take a timeout right here as it's 30-27. And we should also mention the first SEC championship in the University of Missouri's history happened last night thanks to the 32-0 Missouri volleyball team. There you see them, ranked number 4 in the NCAA. They're now 16-0 in the SEC, and they claimed the championship last night by sweeping Mississippi State. They celebrated a little last night and then hit the road. They're at number 16 Kentucky tomorrow. But congratulations to Wayne Krecklow, Susan Krecklow, and all the ladies on the Mizzou volleyball team. The first SEC championship, as the Tigers are 32-0 on the season, and they look pretty good to host the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament, which they will find out on Selection Sunday, a week from tomorrow. You can see them in Columbia next Wednesday in the final regular season match. They will host at the Hearn Center. They'll host Arkansas. A win tomorrow and a win against Arkansas, and it's 34-0 and a perfect regular season. Torrin Jones makes the second free throw, and it's 31-27. We'll see what Gardner-Webb decides to do here, as there's about a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock here in the first half. Here's Hibbert, thought about a 3, but the Bulldogs keep moving it, and Hibbert grabs onto it with 15 to shoot. Hibbert watching the clock, shot clock gets to 10. Hibbert looking for a screen, gets it from Hill with 3 to shoot. He puts it up and knocks it down. It's a 2-pointer. Now 3 seconds. Here comes Clarkson. Let's see what he can do. He puts it up and can't get it to go. We're at halftime, and Missouri leads Gardner-Webb 31-29 after a very entertaining first half of basketball. We'll take it over to Gary Link here in a second as he gets set to talk to interim head coach Tim Fuller. Let's go to Gary right now.
Thank you, Bo. Coach, 31-29 at the half. Your thoughts on the first half?
Gary, we just got to get more effort and energy right now. That's the main point of contention with us right now. We got to get more energy.
Saw all three of your point guards in the first half, and they all give us a little bit something different.
Yeah, we're going to keep driving the ball. We just got to get more energy.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Bo.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. We are at halftime. Missouri 31-29. Leading the way for the Tigers is Ernest Ross with 6 points, and Tony Criswell also with 6. We'll have halftime activities when we come back. Tigers by 2.
Welcome to the ESPN3 College Basketball Halftime Report. I'm John Brickley. We'll get you out to the second half of your game in just a moment. But first, it's time to check out some of the latest news and stories bouncing around the college hardwood. Let's take a look.
Anderson again for 3.
Marshall sometimes looks crazy, but he's not crazy.
What's the most challenging aspect of coaching him when he's in that moment?
Henderson, long 3. Got it!
Have you ever watched a bull when they're in competition and you're trying to ride the bull for the longest? Sometimes that's how I feel coaching Marshall. At the end, it's a heck of a ride, but it's going to be a hard landing.
Tell me where you grew up.
My dad being a high school coach, he moved around. I first lived up by Wichita Falls, Texas. Moved down by Waco, Texas, then moved up to Dallas-Fort Worth area.
How hard was it to play for your dad?
The hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Just nonstop coaching. I would go at him pretty hard in practice, and he'd ground me later on, or take the phone away from me at home. There were some pretty intense yelling matches. I would just always just roll on over. About the end of the season, my senior year, it just got to the point where the arguments were just crazy, and they were just like, you gotta go. I just came home one night. They had everything packed up. Going to my mom's parents, I respected the hell out of them, and I wouldn't have done anything, to jeopardize my relationship with them. And so that was actually, I thought, a good move. I didn't really have any money when I was living with my grandparents, and so I was getting into things to where I could, don't have to worry about money anymore.
Such as getting into things like what?
Well, the whole counterfeit money thing, go buy some, drugs and then sell them and get some money, some real money. I didn't realize that counterfeit money was a third-degree felony and that you could, go do Fed time for that. When the Secret Service came to, talk to me, I threw up. That was the first thing I did, just threw up in the trash can. And I was so scared because I'd never really been in trouble. And that kind of helped me. That was like my first thing to get in trouble. And then they gave me the probation. And so I'm thankful for that. It scared the wits out of me.
Why did you feel the need to experiment, whether it was cocaine or marijuana?
I had literally a life-changing event that happened. I go to junior college. This is on South Plains, January 11th, 2012. Basically, just something happened with me and my girlfriend, and just drove me insane, pretty much. I just went on 2 days, just straight, just smoking, getting some, went go get some coke, drink, and go into my probation meeting. I'm all kinds of messed up in the meeting, and I tell my probation officer, he was like, all right, well, we're gonna drug test you, blah, blah, blah. My idiot self turned to the dark side, that was my choice at the time. And that's why I wasn't really mad when I went to court and they were like 180 days in jail.
When you were recruiting Marshall Henderson, you'd already been to Utah, to Texas Tech for a little bit, to South Plains. Why'd you take him?
I remember coming back and meeting with my staff saying, we need a basket maker. Go find the best one in the country. They came back with the name Marshall Henderson.
How surprised were you that they still were willing to take you, knowing everything that had occurred prior?
I mean, I was pretty surprised. They're like, all right, well, we'll take you. You got a clean slate when you come here. And they're like, We're not going to tell anyone you went to jail. Just be like, you took the semester off, the summer session off. I was like, awesome. I mean, eventually, obviously, I really found out everything. When I first came here, it was so funny, though. So my teammates were like, this is the junior college player of the year? This dude is terrible. Because, like, oh, man, I've been in jail for a month. Like, I mean, we hooped some, but I was hooping in flip-flops, you know, and a jumpsuit. You can't hoop that much. I just kept working. And, like, I just separated myself from everyone else because I was putting in more work. And then season comes, ready to go.
Henderson, long three. Got it! Are you kidding me?
And then what happens? Why'd you get suspended?
When basketball's not there, it's, you know, always been a bad time for me. And season ended, and then I was like, you know, it's kind of go time, it's party time. I'm like, well, I'm not a professional, so I don't get paid, so why is this frowned upon? Why is me going out and partying when the season's over frowned upon? These people I'm with, you know, future doctors, lawyers, businessmen, they don't have to take drug tests in school right now. Why do I have to take drug tests? And I just kind of just created this unrealistic stuff in my head.
When this all transpired and we made the decision to suspend him, I went about my business preparing this team as if he wasn't going to be here. And then ultimately, the line in the sand was drawn, and he had to make some decisions, as we all do from time to time.
Is there more testing for you than other players?
Oh, yes. And I check in every day just for a random. I don't know when. Just every single day.
Since you were at Ole Miss, was that the only time that you'd strayed and used in this whole year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. When school starts up in the fall, particularly, I'm like locked in the zone with school and basketball.
How do you know your teammates are going to trust that you're going to stay straight?
Being the only senior and knowing that this is the last go-round, it's just crazy. Like, they have no reason not to trust. You know, right now, I can't play at the beginning. All I can do is, go the hardest in practice. Every drill I'm going first, so I can set the tone. Be kind of the calming influence.
It's a bit of an oxymoron for you, though.
That's what I'm
You're
saying.
the calming influence.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying.
Calming and Marshall Henderson, they don't go hand in hand.
I know. It's just crazy how it works out.
Coach John Calipari, blue chippers for the Big Blue. Boy, he's had a bunch of them, hasn't he? There's a reason he has had one of the top classes in the last 5 years there in Lexington. And we're joined now by the head coach of Kentucky, John Calipari, for our annual signing day chat. Coach, give us your assessment of this class as a whole.
Well, we're really excited. They're the guys we wanted and the guys that wanted us. You're talking about great students. You're talking about really skilled basketball players at every position. You have size, guard play, and we probably, my guess is we're going to sign 2 more. But I would tell you this is the start of a really good class for us.
Coach, the casual fan may look at your class every year and think, well, Coach Cal wants the best of the best. He targets the best. He wants the top recruiting class when it's all said and done. How important is it to you to have the #1 class?
It's not important at all. People have to understand I'm trying to field a team, and we don't get everybody we're trying to recruit. And I say this isn't for everybody. And if kids come here and feel overwhelmed or not up for this, that's fine. Or they look at another school and say, that's just a better situation for me. I don't take it personal. The guys that have come here, 17 have gone on to get drafted in 4 years, and it looks like another batch this year. We've had 10 guys graduate. We had a 3.4 grade point average last term. We have the highest APR in our league. So it's not at the expense of academics. It's preparing kids to reach their dreams. And whether other people think our class, I remember one year where people said, well, he didn't have the class, this class is better, that class is better. And my kids at the end of the day all got drafted. I mean, so it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, we're getting who we want to get that can help us win here and continue to build the program.
Coach, we hear from coaches all the time about the grind that is recruiting. And after all these years of coaching, what aspect of recruiting still lights your fire and excites you?
I love going in to meet different families from different parts of the country and learn about their background and learn about, how hard they've worked to raise their children. I'm on the phone with a mother the other day who basically gives me her life story and at one point just starts crying. And you understand that these families, their son is not a cog in the wheel. That's their child. That's somebody who not only do they love, but they have raised to this point, and they're giving you their son. They're giving him to you. And so when I meet families, whether their son comes or not, you know what? That's the one part of this I love. And then to just see, is there a way that this family, their hopes and their dreams and what they're trying to do for their son, if we can help them do those things. I mean, again, many of the kids will walk in the home, the first college graduate will be that child. Or they've been in generational poverty their whole lives, their whole family. And all of a sudden this child, who's a good kid, who's a good student, has a chance to break that cycle from this point going forward in the history of their family, and you could play a part of that. So there are many things like that. The travel, the standing there having to do the presidential wave, be seen at games, and that stuff I don't enjoy that much, but meeting families and people from around the country I do.
You're recruiting a lot about relationships. You've assuredly established some great ones along the way. John Calipari, head coach Kentucky, congrats on the class, and thanks for sharing some time with us.
Thanks, guys.
We hope you enjoyed that look around college hoops, as that'll do it for the ESPN3 Halftime Report. I'm John Brickley. Enjoy the second half.
Lineup indefinitely. And in Los Angeles against the Lakers last night, Warriors forward Andre Iguodala strained his left hamstring in the third quarter. He hurt a pop. He also did not return to the game, and he will undergo an MRI today, too. A busy day in college football, and for the 7th-ranked Clemson Tigers, a big day for quarterback Taj Boyd.
Pistol set from the left hash. Trips receivers to the left, one man wide to the right. Shotgun snap, Boyd dropping, looking to his right, firing that way, looking long, leaping catch made by Williams for the touchdown. Just inside the sideline in the end zone, a 30-yard strike.
The call by Pete Hannity on the Clemson Tigers radio network from Learfield. One of 5 touchdown passes for Taj Boyd as Clemson beat the Citadel 52-6. Clemson now 10-1. Finals from earlier today. Michigan State over Northwestern 30-6. Jeremy Langford 150 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns as Michigan State clinched the Legends division and will be in the Big Ten championship game. 158th win for Bob Stoops as coach of Oklahoma as the Sooners beat Kansas State 41-31. Louisville 24, Memphis 17. South Carolina over Coastal Carolina 70-10. Duke now can clinch a spot in the ACC championship game with a win next week against North Carolina. Duke beat Wake Forest 28-21. In progress, fourth quarter, Alabama leads Chattanooga 42-0. In the second quarter, Florida State leads Idaho 28-0. Ohio State leads Indiana 21-0 in the second. Arizona leads 5th-ranked Oregon 21-3 in the second. End of one, 22nd-ranked LSU leads 12th-ranked Texas A&M 7-0. And in the second, 25th-ranked Minnesota leads 19th-ranked Wisconsin 7-3. In the first, Stanford leads Cal 14-7. In the first, Fresno State over New Mexico 7-0.
The EA Sports Maui Invitational. 99 schools representing 23 conferences over the 29-year history. Tip-off of the semifinals is Tuesday at 7 and 9:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN Radio app. This is College Game Day on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Now you can test drive Snapshot to see how much you could save before switching to Progressive. Visit progressive.com/snapshot.
College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. You can tweet the show at the 1-800-Flowers.com inbox at ESPN Radio with Trevor Maddich and Brad Edwards. I'm Freddie Coleman in for Ryan Russillo. Before we get to game notes, we have to update you on
Georgia Southern at Florida.
The good news for Florida fans is that they have a 1st and goal in Georgia Southern territory at the 9-yard line. The bad news is Georgia Southern is leading 20-10 at Florida with less than 13 minutes to play in this one. That's right, Georgia Southern and FCS School leading Florida from the SEC 20-10, but Florida has a first and goal at the 5-yard line of Georgia Southern.
And the thing is, Florida has Florida State next week. They scheduled an FCS school to try to get healthy and get ready to go. Two problems with that. First, you have to know your cupcakes. And Georgia Southern's not an easy team to play because they play a triple option and run it at a very high level. And if your defense is focused on next week, you could have some problems. That's one of the reasons that they've got 20 points in this game. But the other problem is that Skylar Morningwig is now the third Florida.
Rally House. Visit Rally House in Columbia, St. Louis, Kansas City, or Springfield to find the largest selection of Missouri Tigers gear and gifts. Leading scorer so far today as we're at halftime, Najee Hibbert, I should say, with 14. And the Tigers spreading the scoring around, but at the same time, you could say, Gary, nobody's stepping up.
Going into halftime, we need more energy. He played 10 different players in the first half trying to find a combination. Well, the other thing, Missouri makes 13 baskets in the first half, only 4 assists. That's not a good ratio. Tigers got to do a better job of getting each teammate involved, and our bigs have to catch the ball and finish around the rim.
So here we go. It'll be Gardner-Webb basketball to start the second half. Clarkson, Ross, J3, Ryan Rosberg, and Jabari Brown, the 5 on the floor for the Missouri Tigers.
And we talk about it all the time. First 4 minutes of the second half establishes the tempo for the rest of the game. Everyone has fresh legs. Look for Missouri to come out and really attack this first 4 minutes.
Hill backs in. He can't get it to go. J3 tapped it, but Hill grabs it. And a second chance now for the Bulldogs. And right away, Coach Fuller goes to his bench, and Criswell is up. That shot is no good. Let's see. There's a call underneath, and it's going to go against the Missouri Tigers. It's going to go against Rosberg. Second foul on Rosberg. J3 will head to the bench as Criswell comes into the game. Strange tries to get it to Byron. He does, and it's a foul on Criswell. And right away, 31 seconds in, Criswell picked up his third.
And Coach Fuller will not be happy with that foul. You've got to be ready to play. Baseline out of bounds. More times than not, we play a little 2-3 zone. Make sure they get nothing easy with this pass.
Castellanos catches it here, right in front of us. He'll give it back to Tyler Strange. Strange done a nice job of running the show here for the Bulldogs. Doesn't look to score much, but he sure can distribute.
And that's a point guard's job. His job really is not to score. His job is to get everyone else involved.
Hibbert, a wide open jumper. Tigers lucky he missed that one. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. Clarkson gathers it, and he's fouled. Good job by Strange to tap it away, but Clarkson stayed with it. Then it went foul on Mike Byron. That'll be his second foul, team foul number 1, but Clarkson will go to the line and shoot a pair.
When the team's looking for more energy, you want to really push it in transition. Gardner-Webb misses the shot. Missouri gets a rebound, and you can see the Tigers want to get the tempo going a little faster in the second half.
Clarkson makes the first free throw. Jordan Clarkson now with 5. And he's 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Clarkson second. Up, and it will drop through, and the Tigers lead at 33-29. Here comes Strange around the pick from Byron, trying to get it back to Byron, but good defense by the Tigers. There's a drive by Hill, little off balance, but Ryan Rosberg's going to pick up a foul. Hey, try Pizza Hut's new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. If you love stuffed crust, you will love this. Get a large one-topping pizza for just $12. Pizza Hut, make it great. I know a lot of Tiger fans probably going to order some pizza for that ball game tonight. Watch the Tigers take on the Rebels.
That last possession, Ryan Rosberg did everything right except at the very end of the possession. When you're defending, all you really need to do is alter the shot. Jerome Hill was off balance that time. No way that young man could make the shot. Ryan bumped him with his lower body, got the call.
And Hill makes 2 free throws, and Rosberg picks up his third. He's got 3. Criswell has 3. Williams the third with a nice pass underneath to Ernest Ross, who goes up and under and scores. Beautiful pass there from J3. That's given up a good shot to get a better one, right?
That's an excellent point, too. And J3, once again, just showing his maturity.
Strange will have to set things up for the Bulldogs. As there's now 15 to shoot. Hill, who's been assertive here in the second half, dumped it off to Byron, blocked by J3. And the Tigers run the other way. Williams the third. Thought about a 3. Good job to give it up. Clarkson drives in. He'll get it out. And it's around the horn to Jabari Brown, and the Tigers have their first 3-pointer of the afternoon.
And it was really good offense. When you run solid offense and all 4 or 5 players touch the ball, you're going to get good shots. When you get good shots, you're going to get good results.
Tigers with a 38-31 advantage, and they've started the way they wanted to here in the second half. 2.5 minutes into the second half, and there's a foul way away from the basket on Keanu Post. Here's the delivery of the game delivered to you by Pizza Hut. Pizza, it's a great place to go for the big dinner box. Make it great.
J3 knocks that ball right down. Good watch here again. Bounce pass, Ernest Ross catches up and under, easy 2.
And you know what? That's exactly what you talked about. When you're around the basket, catch it first and then score.
Catch the ball, finish strong.
Post with the rebound off the miss from Strange, and here comes Missouri. Clark gives it up to Brown. Brown will drive, and it's blocked away by Hill. And here comes Strange. It's a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Behind the back to Hill. Hill scores it, and he's fouled.
Points off turnovers. Gardner-Webb makes Missouri pay that time. The rule for the Missouri Tigers, no 3-point shots. Good block. Other end, here they come. 3-on-1. Here's the point guard. You got the ball in the middle of the floor. Give it to a big, strong guy. He gets in, makes the layup. Got a chance for the old-fashioned and 1.
As Clark picks up the foul there, his first. But Hill will go to the line. Misses that one, and it's another rebound for J3. Here's Clark driving. Back out to Williams the third for 3, and that one is long. Jabari Brown fights for the rebound, but Hibbert comes away with it. And here comes Gardner-Webb trailing by 5. Again, Hill has been very assertive. He misses that one, and another Williams the third rebound. The previous trip, I'd imagine you don't want J3 shooting the 3.
That's not really his shot.
Williams the third with the rebound. He scores it back up and in. He's been all over the glass.
Both ends of the floor. Defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds. Plays the game and lets the game come to him.
Jonathan Williams the third. His career high was 8 coming in. He now has 13 rebounds. That's the most for a Tiger in one game this season.
And he quietly does it. It's nothing that's real flashy. He's just a solid player.
And there's Tyler Strange. Just when we say he doesn't look to score, he knocks in a 3. Clark loses the handle to Hibbert. It's on the floor. Ross picks it up. He can't score, but there's a foul. And that'll take us to a break. We're more than 4 minutes into the second half. The Tigers lead at 40-36 over the running Bulldogs of Gardner-Webb. Gardner-Webb 40-36, 15:51 to go here in the second half. Mizzou Athletics would like to recognize and thank their Olympic sports sponsors for the 2013-2014 season. Hampton Inn and Suites at the University of Missouri, sponsor of Mizzou Gymnastics. CenturyLink, sponsor of Mizzou Women's Basketball. CNC Construction, MU Children's Hospital, and True Sun Exteriors, sponsors of Mizzou Softball. Taco Bell, sponsor of Mizzou Volleyball. And Nickelman, sponsor of Mizzou Baseball.
Missouri dominating on the glass, out-rebounding Gardner-Webb 34-18 in points in the paint. Missouri plus 20. The Gardner-Webb's hanging in because they're shooting 46% from the three-point line.
And the Tigers, as you see, just 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. Ernest Ross makes that free throw. Jonathan Williams III playing Windex man, 14 rebounds for the true freshman. He's got 4 points to go with that on 2 of 9 shooting, but he's been all over the glass.
Also 7 offensive rebounds, partner. Missouri in second chance points, outscoring Gardner-Webb 13-0.
Tigers lead at 42-36 now, 15-44 to play.
Missouri changed their defense up to a little zone.
Torrin Jones gets Branch in the air, and he turns it over. Good defense there by the freshman Torrin Jones. Clarkson with the ball. Williams III thought about getting it to Ernest Ross, but fumbled the catch just for a second. There's Clarkson looking for a screen. Double team, so he'll go back to Williams III. Now 10 to shoot. Jabari Brown drives the left-handed lane. Layup no good. And Branch comes down with it. He'll give it to Strange. He's got Branch running on the right side. Lays it up and in.
Not too easy. Missouri's got to do a better job of getting back. You defend the basket first.
Strange pokes it away from Jabari Brown. It's out of bounds, and Brown is just whistled for a technical foul.
Got to control those emotions. Good hustle that time by Tyler Strange. Jabari Brown thought maybe he was fouled. You have to go to the next play.
Well, Hibbert's going to go to the line, and he'll shoot the technical. Jabari Brown was not happy with that, and the referee heard what he said. And so Hibbert goes to the line after the technical foul on Jabari Brown. Jabari Brown with 7 points tonight after 23 against Hawaii.
See, this is just another way of Gardner-Webb staying in the game. You know, you slow the game down, and Gardner-Webb just hangs around. If you get the game in transition, advantage Tigers.
Hibbert makes a pair, and all of a sudden, that 6-point advantage is back to 2. 14:53 to go, and as we said in the first half, you let a team hang around, funny things can happen in the end. Clarkson looking to get it in, and it's a 5-second call. The defense by the running Bulldogs, they have the energy in the building right now.
And a mistake that time by the Missouri, it wasn't Clarkson. You must come meet that ball. It's impossible for that guy throwing the ball in bounds if everybody just stays behind their defenders. Make a hard cut, come meet the ball. With a bucket, Gardner-Webb can tie the game.
The crowd here at Mizzou Arena trying to pump a little energy into the place as there's 20 to shoot. Hibbert with the basketball as Coach Kraft designs a play. Here's Strange with the drive. Tried to get it to Hibbert, but it's taken away by Ross. Ross will drive and lay it in. Took it right to the basket.
Ernest Ross doing what he does best, coming up with a steal and being strong to the hoop.
44-40 Missouri. Ernest Ross with a good job of knowing where Hibbert was and doing exactly what Strange wanted to do on that last possession.
Leaves his feet. First mistake. Nice job by Ernest Ross anticipating the pass. And here, strong. Goes strong to the basket. Nothing that Gardner-Webb could do. Ernest Ross makes a nice play to extend the lead.
Torrin Jones with the foul away from the basket on the last possession. Tyrell Nelson, the freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, goes to the line. And 14:08, 17 fouls already on the Tigers.
Well, and Coach Fuller will not be happy about that. Last time, Torrin Jones just too straight up and down. To play defense, you have to get down, bend your knees, stay in a stance. Tim Fuller needs to get him going.
And Nelson makes 2. And it's a 2-point advantage. Clarkson drives in, back out to Jabari Brown, and he traveled, turns it over. It'll go back to the running Bulldogs. And the running Bulldogs bench is starting to smell it, aren't they?
No question about it. You know, they're hanging around, and Jabari Brown's a good player. He's going to have to just put that technical behind him. Went a little too fast that time, shuffled the feet. Good call by the official.
The turnovers now 11 for Missouri, 9 for Gardner-Webb. Brown will take a seat as Wes Clark is back in. And you can tell Jabari Brown is frustrated right now. Castellanos leaves his feet but gets it to Ivy. Again, a three-pointer here, and Gardner-Webb would have the lead. And you know Hibbert wants a shot at it. Castellanos drives on Clarkson. Clarkson gets a hand on it, but the ball is taken by Hill, who gets his man in the air. That was J3, and it'll be a foul on the freshman.
Little freshman mistake that time. J3 leaves his feet. Got to stay down, just contest the shot. No, don't go up in the air. When you get up in the air, any player will just lean into you a little bit. They'll get the call every time.
And so Hill goes back to the free throw line, and that one is way short. Hill now 3 of 5 from the line tonight. Jerome Hill, 11 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. With just 2 personal fouls, and now Hibbert is going to take a seat on the bench right now. Hill's second free throw is good. So it's a 1-point trip and a 1-point game, 44-43. Tony Criswell has checked in as J3 has gone to the bench.
Gardner-Webb back in their 2-3 zone.
Clarkson attacks, and look at the beautiful dish to Ryan Rosberg who flushes it. Good attacking of the zone there by Clarkson. Found the open teammate for the easy one.
Good job by Ryan Rosberg moving and finding the open spot.
Here's Strange looking to go down low to Hill. Cross court to Ivy, who's made a couple of threes today. 14 to shoot now as Castellanos has it. He'll reset things. Guarded by Clarkson. He'll go right down the lane at Rosberg, and it's an offensive foul on Castellanos.
Back-to-back solid plays by Ryan Rosberg. Watch him get over in position. He's entitled to that spot. Now you see at the other end. Look here, move, and Ryan move. Now finish strong, dunk the ball. Absolutely, when you're 6'10 and 250, dunk the basketball.
Good job by Ryan Rosberg, who has 6 points and 4 rebounds today for Tim Fuller. Here's Clark. And there's an offensive foul on Tony Criswell. And for Criswell, that's trouble. That's number 4 with 12:38 to go.
When you're senior, you got to be smarter than that. Coach Fuller's thinking the same thing. There's no reason to pick up that foul that far from the basket.
The Mizzou Television Network continues coverage of Mizzou hoops with the following games on Monday at 7 o'clock against IUPUI and January 4th at 4 p.m. against Long Beach State. Check your local listings for stations and times. Alongside Gary Link, I'm Bo Bayman. We got a good one here at Mizzou Arena this afternoon. Tigers lead Gardner-Webb by 3. Here's Tyler Strange driving on Clark. That one won't roll in, but they will call a foul. And it's going to be on number 1, Clark, and that is 10 team fouls already on Mizzou. It'll be 2 shots the rest of the way for the Bulldogs.
Tyler Strange, junior, Wesley Clark, freshman. At the time the junior kind of took the freshman to school, leaned in. Clark's defense was good until the very last when he reached in a little too far, had too much contact. Good call.
Strange will miss that free throw, and he'll go for the next one. Tyler Strange is an 86% free throw shooter, too. Not normal for him to miss. He makes the second one. And as we approach 12 minutes, it's a 2-point game again. Clark got in the air, but bailed out by Jabari Brown, whose three-pointer is no good. Ryan Rosberg with a big rebound. And the Tigers can reset it, and they do, in the hands of Wesley Clark. Clarkson drives in, gives it up to Rosberg, who does make the catch, but then he has to back it out again. Plenty of time to shoot. Clarkson drives straight down the lane. The right-handed lane is good.
Jordan Clarkson split the defense, got all the way to the rim.
Tyler Strange and the Bulldogs back on the other end, down 4. They've been down by as many as 7. And there's J3 in the air again, but he taps that one away. And he gives it to Clark, who gets it ahead to Clarkson. Clarkson drives in. And a good play by Castellanos. And I think there's going to be a technical foul on the bench, on the Missouri bench. The crowd doesn't like it. Let's see what the official calls here. I believe this is going to be a bench technical foul on Missouri.
I think you're right, partner.
We'll take a break. It's 48-44 Mizzou. Free throws coming when we come back.
I go with my
On top of Gardner-Webb, 48-44, 11-14 to go. Let's take a look at that last play.
Jordan Clarkson a little out of control. Again, looks to me like the player from Gardner-Webb had his hand on the ball. You got to be stronger. When you go to the rim, you got to go up strong.
And then after that, there was a technical foul. We believe on the Missouri bench, we think somebody said something there, and the officials called it.
Most important thing for the Tigers now, you move on to the next play and you do what you're doing best. What you're doing best is getting the ball inside. 36 of Missouri's 48 points have been in the paint. That's where we need to attack.
And Hibbert goes to the line and makes the first, and we're told it was on one of the assistant coaches who said something. Hibbert misses the second one, but it'll be Bulldog basketball down 48-45. And again, 10 team fouls on Missouri, 3 on Gardner-Webb. So the Bulldogs are going to shoot a lot of free throws here in the last 11 minutes. Strange gets it to Nelson, who got it back to Strange. Castellanos also out there. Hibbert's out there, and so is Hill. Here's Nelson, dribbles it off his foot, picked up by Jabari Brown, 1-on-3. He goes to the basket. Let's see if they call this an intentional foul. They won't. They're going to call it on Najee Hibbert. It'll be 2 shots.
Good job by Missouri here, creating a turnover. J3 Jabari Brown strong. Take it to the rim hard, young man. He does. Gets fouled. Now he gets 2 free throws.
And a good call. It looked like maybe he was pushed, but he did go for the ball there.
Oh, that's a good call. That's good basketball.
Brown makes the first free throw. It's 49-45 Missouri. At first glance, when you're shaded by a couple of guys, you wonder if he was pushed in the back, which is an automatic intentional foul. But a good play by Hibbert. And Brown makes the second. By the way, that's the second foul on Hibbert, so no worries for him, really. He leads the way with 17 points. Ross has 12 for the Tigers. Jabari Brown now has 9. And there's a steal by Jonathan Williams III, and here comes Missouri again. Leading by 5. Hands it off to Jabari Brown with a pick from Rosberg. And that's going to be a foul on Hibbert. Going for the ball, and all of a sudden he's got 3. But it's just team foul number 5, so it'll be an out-of-bounds play for the Tigers. 10:17 to go. Glad you could join us on this Saturday afternoon from Columbia, Missouri. I'm Bo Bayman alongside Gary Link. Our great crew working behind the scenes as well. As the Tigers get it into Ryan Rosberg, who's fouled as Byron got him on the way up. Good move there by Ryan Rosberg.
We talked about the young man, just a sophomore, but playing with so much more confidence. Look here, Ryan Rosberg find an open spot. He does, goes strong, gets bumped. 2 free throws now for Ryan Rosberg.
And Rosberg goes to the line as a 66% free throw shooter. Makes the first, and the Tigers are up by 6. He makes this one. It will match the largest lead for Missouri here this afternoon. Knocks that one down as well. 52-47 Tigers. So Gardner-Webb now feeling the effects of the Mizzou Arena bench. Jabari Brown picks that one up, and Strange gets in his way. And that's a cheap one, but that's one of the new ones that they'll call. And maybe Strange did that on purpose just so they didn't get a leak out.
Yeah, Missouri's changed their defense up a little bit. We mentioned they're over the 10 limit. Missouri's playing a little 2-3 zone, and Gardner-Webb has not attacked very well. Tigers have been able to turn them over, and now Missouri's getting to the free throw line.
Straight in, 1-1.
And that's 17 fouls, so that means Jabari Brown will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1. Jabari Brown now 3 of 3 from the free throw stripe, and the Tigers doing better today, shooting 14 of 18 so far.
Yeah, much better. Jabari Brown coming into this game just 59% from the free throw line, and we know he's much better than that.
The second one true as well. Halfway through the second half, Tigers have their biggest advantage at 9, 54-45. And Tim Kraft, the head coach of Gardner-Webb, wants a timeout. And he'll take it right here. We'll take a break. 54-45, Missouri with its largest lead of the afternoon. We'll see what happens in the final 9:53 when we come back. Missouri leads Gardner-Webb 54-45. This copyrighted telecast is the property of Mizzou Sports Properties, LC, an affiliate of Learfield Sports, LLC, under rights granted by the University of Missouri. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or any part of it without the express written consent of Mizzou Sports Properties, LLC, is prohibited. So far, the true freshman, Jonathan Williams III, 14 rebounds and 4 points.
6'9", 210. Here you see a block. Also, he's had 3 blocks in this game, a couple assists, and hasn't turned it over. Nice job here, moving without the ball, getting both hands on the ball, and finishing. That's the key to being a good rebounder. Get both hands on the ball. Jonathan Williams just has a knack to be in the right place at the right time.
Tigers up 9 here with 9:53 to go. Tim Kraft called a timeout because Mizzou Arena was coming to its feet at that time. And I think he accomplished what he wanted to do. You see the second half shooting for the Tigers at 50%. And we'll see what kind of defense Missouri can play here. Hibbert with the ball. Guarded by Ross. He has to hand it off to Strange. 7 to shoot for the Bulldogs. Strange drives. Pass underneath. It's blocked. And a fresh 35. Hibbert won't go, and Jabari Brown grabs it. And he's got it. And the Tigers will slow it down, bringing up the court.
After that timeout, Tim Fuller does a really nice job. He switches the defense, goes to man-to-man. Missouri does a good job on defense, and now they can extend the lead.
Clarkson a little short, tapped out. Jabari Brown can't get it. It's a 3-on-1. Strange to Hill, to Ivy. Ivy's shot no good. Good job there by Ernest Ross on defense. Here's Jabari Brown going strong. He'll get the roll to go. And Jabari Brown is in double digits. Ross and Brown in double digits. That's happened every game this year for the Missouri Tigers.
Gardner-Webb looking a little bit tired. Last time they had a 3-on-1 break, couldn't convert. Those legs are getting a little heavy.
Brown with 13, Ross with 12 now for MU. 8.5 to play. Tigers lead it by 11. Strange's shot is awry, and it's an offensive foul on the rebound by Hill. Here comes Missouri on that last one. Look at the pass by Clarkson.
And a good, strong finish by Jabari Brown. Clarkson and Jabari Brown, both players averaging nearly 20 points a game in the first 3 games. They're going to be our go-to guys on the offensive end.
One thing that Tyler Strange, the point guard for Gardner-Webb, has done all afternoon is he's thrown it off the window a couple times saying, big guys, go get it. And that's what happened on the last one.
And that'll work in the Big South Conference, but against SEC opponents, when you got big, strong, tall guys, that's going to have a hard time being successful. But Gardner-Webb, with 8:27 to go in the game, they're still in it, and they battled very hard. I'd see J3 go to the free throw line, knock down a couple free throws.
That foul was on Hill. It's his 3rd, the 8th team foul. So J3 with a 1-and-1 misses the front end, just short. Hill with steps before he put the ball on the floor. It's a turnover, and that's turnover number 13 now for Gardner-Webb. Here you see the big 3, really, of the Missouri Tigers: Brown, Clarkson, and Ross. They're the guys who will put it in the bucket.
Scoring will not be a problem for the Tigers. Playing good, solid defense and attacking 2-3 zones will be a challenge.
Ross for 3, knocks it down, and the Tigers extend the lead to 14. Big 3-pointer there by Ernest Ross. The Tigers 2 of 12 now from long range.
That's right, now back into the zone defense.
Branch on Rosberg, can't get it to go, but he's fouled with 7:46 to go. That'll take us to a break. And the Tigers opening a 14-point cushion thanks to the 3-ball from Ernest Ross. 59-45 Tigers. run by the Missouri Tigers over the last 3 minutes. And all of a sudden, the three-point game goes to a 14-point advantage for the Tigers.
And you look at the numbers, too, partner. 39 rebounds now for Missouri, just 24 for Gardner-Webb, plus 15. Missouri plus 26 points in the paint. Tigers have scored 38 of their 59 points in the paint. In second chance opportunities, Missouri up 15-1. 16 offensive rebounds for Missouri in this game. And Jonathan Williams, the third, has 7.
Gardner-Webb 0 of its last 4 with 4 turnovers on the last trips. Anze Branch was at the line. He misses the first free throw. Again, double bonus for the running Bulldogs as Branch misses the second and Williams the third grabs the rebound. Only 8 fouls against the Bulldogs in the second half. So there you see the 11-0 run since we broke at 11-14. Can they make it 14-0? No, but look at J3 follow with a big thunder.
And look at the expression on his face. It does not change. That's an old school player. You gotta love the way Jonathan Williams plays basketball. Watch here. Go to the front of the rim. There he is. And dunk. When you're dunking the ball, you're playing with energy and you're playing with authority.
And the foul was on Hibbert. That's his 4th with 7:24 to go. And Hibbert's going to have to come out of the game, and he's one of probably their main weapon to get back into this one.
We mentioned Coach Fuller used 10 players in the first half, and Missouri went on their little 11-0, now 14-0 run. Look to me, Gardner-Webb getting a little tired. Their shots are getting a little flat. They're not solid with the ball, and they're turning it over, and Missouri's making them pay.
62-45 after that electrifying play from J3. Hill was blocked by Ross. Ross touched it while he was on the baseline, and it'll stay with Gardner-Webb with a new shot clock. Hey, Shelter Insurance is a proud sponsor of Mizzou basketball. For a free auto, home, and life insurance protection review, visit your Shelter Insurance agent or find us on the web at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. There's Strange putting up a 3. That one's no good. Criswell loses it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
Very important now for Missouri. They're up 17. Have the game in control. Do not let Gardner-Webb get to the free throw line. Make them make field goals, not free throws. You want the clock to keep running.
Ernest Ross has 15 points, and that is a season high for him. Right before a 5-second call, Coach Kraft calls a timeout. And so we'll keep it right here. 62-45. As Gary mentioned, it's a 14-0 run now over the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The Tigers pulling away here in the second half.
I think Missouri did a nice job offensively, but I think when the Tigers went to that little 2-3 zone, that really gave Gardner-Webb some trouble. You see Tim Fuller gathering the team around. It's very important for Missouri. 7 minutes to go in this game. Finish the right way. He wants to make sure this team finishes strong. And we mentioned a young freshman that's really playing strong. Jonathan Williams now has 15 rebounds in this game.
To go along with 7 points as he's back in the ball game. And you talk about playing the right way. It's very important when you have a game 2 days later.
No question about it. Quick turnaround. And Coach Fuller, I'm sure, got after him at halftime. He wanted some energy. Tigers in the second half, much better.
Strange throws it into Castellanos, who's way back on the other side of the court. That's the only way they could get it in. Here's Hill making a move to the basket outside to Strange. To a cutting Branch, who lays it up and in. Nice play there, and a nice finish by Branch. Stops the 14-0 run, and it's 62-47. Brown gets a pick from J3. Thought about the shot, but instead gives it up to Clarkson. And the Tigers now will look for some good offense. Clarkson back out to Brown. He drives, gives it underneath to Criswell, who lays it off the glass and in.
Good patience by Missouri. Get the ball into the paint, and Tony Criswell, the big, strong young man, knows how to finish.
Criswell now with 8 points and 3 rebounds, and again playing with 4 fouls, and there's a traveling violation. It'll be a turnover. That's turnover number 14 against Gardner-Webb. So So we're approaching 6 minutes to go. Tigers lead it by 17. That's the most turnovers forced this season by the Tigers. Hibbert, who's back in the game, intercepts that pass. Turnover number 14 for Missouri, which is a little high. And the Bulldogs look to cut into the lead. Three-pointer from Ivy in the corner is strong. And that's a foul underneath, as Hill got position on J3.
Yeah, last couple, 2 or 3 minutes, Gardner-Webb's come down really out of character, just shooting the ball very quickly. Said it before, they look like a tired ball club to me right now. Missouri's doing a good job of pulling away.
Gardner-Webb will spend the night in Columbia. They'll practice here tomorrow morning. Then they're on the plane to Chicago, where they play Northwestern in Evanston, Illinois on Monday night before they head out to Las Vegas. Again, this is all part of the 2013 Las Vegas Invitational. And when you play in those early season tournaments, you get a lot of games in a few days.
Players like it, tough on coaches.
5.5 to go, 64-48 Missouri. Firing it around the perimeter, then Ross looks to drive it. It'll go to Jabari Brown. 10 to shoot. Tigers will have to work quickly. Clarkson with 5. Puts it up. It is long, and that'll fly out of bounds. And it'll be a turnover and go back to Gardner-Webb. 5:07 to go, 64-48.
That'll be a good learning possession for the Missouri offense. 35 seconds on the shot clock, 2-3 zone, and the ball never, ever touched the paint. That's something we need to clean up.
Hill inside, guarded by Criswell. Now he drives, and he's going to be bumped. And if this is on Criswell, it's his. It is. It's his 5th. He's disqualified. And that'll mean Ryan Rosberg will come back in as Tony Criswell has fouled out.
You know, we talked about it in the opening, too. Tony Criswell and Ryan Rosberg, they're going to be the 2 guys that primarily play the 5 spot for Missouri. So what we look out of Criswell and Rosberg, you know, you have 10 fouls to give, so they can be physical. We need to get about 10 points and about 10 rebounds out of that position. So if Ryan and Tony can give us that, that's all you can expect out of that position.
Criswell has 8. He leaves with 8. He had 8 and 3 rebounds. Rosberg has 8. He's back in the game. He has 4 fouls as well. 64-50 now, still just under 5 minutes to go, so there's time as the full court pressure is put on by the Bulldogs. Tigers break it as Brown has it. We'll see if he wants to back it out. That's his intention. And Rosberg hands it off to Clarkson, who puts it up and in. Nice little floater.
Tigers doing a nice job now, really spreading out Gardner-Webb, being able to get all the way to the rim, extending the lead now to 16.
Clarkson's in double digits. He has 10 on the afternoon. That one tapped away by Clarkson. He can't quite cleave it in bounds. And he meets a new fan. Here's Clarkson right down the lane.
And smooth enough to avoid the contact and strong enough to finish his shot.
4:15 to go, 66-50 Missouri. Branch goes down low to Hill. Back out to Hibbert for 3. And Hibbert is strong, and Clarkson has it. Tigers run. Clarkson will take it all the way and throw it down with 2 hands. Some feet got tangled there as Hibbert and Rosberg were running down, opened the lane, and Clarkson took advantage.
We're going to give Ryan Rosberg a nice assist on that because somehow he got in the way, and as you mentioned, the feet got tangled, and Clarkson's tough enough to finish.
What a big bucket there by Clarkson. Let's take another look. He's got 12 points. And 4 rebounds, 5 assists.
Looking for teammates. No one picks him up. The first rule in basketball, you must stop the ball. No one did. Jordan Clarkson in and dunk.
A good finish by Clarkson. He's got 12. Brown with 13. And Ross leads the way with 15 points. And again, Jonathan Williams III with 16 rebounds for the Tigers.
I'm going to tell you what, that's getting it done. There are a lot of players in the country that can average double digits in scoring, score 15, 16, 18 points. There's not a lot of players that can pull down 16 rebounds in a game.
As you look at the upcoming schedule, we talked about the IUPUI, Northwestern Nevada, in Vegas. You got West Virginia. You got Western Michigan. Oh, by the way, UCLA and Illinois also on the schedule. It'll be a good non-conference before we hit SEC play.
Yep, it's going to get bigger and better all the way, and that's what it should be. You want to build for your conference season, and Missouri's got some good non-conference games coming up.
3:20 to go. Tigers with the ball and their biggest advantage at 18. Clarkson drives, and he's fouled on the drive, which will take us to our final break. 3:17 to go here in the second half. Tigers out to an 18-point lead over Gardner-Webb. By CenturyLink Prism CTV in a whole new light. By Shelter Insurance for your auto, home, and life. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Casey's General Stores, convenience stores, and a whole lot more. By Pizza Hut. Get game time going with Pizza Hut's new 3-cheese stuffed crust pizza. Pizza Hut, make it great. And by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Alongside Gary Link, I'm Bo Bayman. Back at Mizzou Arena, Tigers lead at 68-50 over the running Bulldogs of Gardner-Webb. Jordan Clarkson at the line, hits the free throw, and this is a season-best free throw percentage for Missouri, shooting better than 75% today.
Yeah, we mentioned finishing the game the right way. Missouri led 48-41. Tigers now have outscored Gardner-Webb by 22 points to just 5. So Tigers doing the right thing, closing the game out the right way.
A 20-point advantage, the biggest lead today for Missouri, as Clarkson hits a pair, and Clarkson has 14. As we mentioned, Gardner-Webb will be back on the floor. They'll play Northwestern. That'll be on Monday. That one is off of Rawson out of bounds. And so there'll be kind of a common opponent, two actually, with Gardner-Webb and IUPUI. IUPUI played Northwestern last night. They'll be here at Mizzou Arena on Monday.
As you mentioned earlier, IUPUI played Northwestern tough. They only lose by 2.
Right. 2 at Northwestern. Northwestern now coached by Chris Collins, the longtime Duke assistant. Trying to put his stamp on that program. There's a foul underneath as Hill got a man in the air. And it's going to be on Williams III. That's his second foul. Still, it's been quite a day for Jonathan Williams III.
16 rebounds, 7 points, 2 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals, and he's played 32 minutes. That's getting it done, young man.
The freshman from Memphis. Hill makes another one. Hill's got 17 points. He's had a nice afternoon. 17 points, 5 rebounds. Hibbert has 17. As the Bulldogs get it back, Ivy for 3, knocks it down from the corner. That's the third three-pointer for Ivy. He's got 9. And this is good practice for Missouri of breaking a press. There's Brown going to try to take it strong. Stripped, and it'll be Missouri basketball. They'll stay with the Tigers. But a quick 5-0 run by Gardner-Webb there.
Yeah, Gardner-Webb, good, solid team. Missouri just had better athletes in this game playing at home. Tigers weren't going to win the game, but it was a good effort by Gardner-Webb.
And we should mention Gardner-Webb is playing without Dante Harper, who's on a 3rd game of a 3-game suspension for violating team rules. And he averaged 15.5 points per game in the first couple, so he'll make them even better.
Also played 35 minutes a game, so you're right, partner. It made their bench a lot shorter. Also took away 15 points.
Here's Hibbert for 3. That one won't go. And another rebound for J3. Williams III now is 17 caroms. Shane Rector back out there for the Tigers. Oh, and a good pass from Rosberg inside to Ross. He can't finish, but he's fouled by Hibbert, and that'll be the disqualifying foul for Hibbert. It'll be his 5th.
Good execution by Ryan Rosberg. Nice job here. Watch the big fella. Look to the basket. Always look at the basket. Player moves to the basket, get him the ball. Good fundamental play by Ryan Rosberg.
And it looked like the Bulldogs thought, well, he'll just pass it on the perimeter, and he made a beautiful pass to Ross.
All you young players out there, every time you touch the basketball, look at the rim. Look at the rim. You'll see a teammate. If a teammate cuts, give him the ball.
Ross makes the first. His second one is also good, and as we mentioned, the free throw shooting has been much, much better for the Missouri Tigers today, as Ernest Ross now has 17 points. 80% free throw shooting for the Tigers today, 20 of 25.
Yeah, we talked about keys to the game, get the bigs involved. Well, how about 17 rebounds by J3 III and do a better job on the free throw line? Missouri did both. That's why they lead comfortably.
Under 2 minutes to play. Ivy, he's got a sweet shot with that left hand. He's got 11 points. Jabari Brown right down Main Street, but he can't finish, and it goes out of bounds.
One of those days for Jabari Brown, just shaking his head. The young man got a lot of game. Preseason SEC, second team. Here he comes in, just a little bit tired, and that's what happens. Little fatigue, just can't get it down. And I guarantee you, after Missouri wins this game, they'll give him a little trouble in the locker room about that.
Wes Clark comes back in, and you'll also see number 31, Danny Feldman. He's into the game for the Missouri Tigers. As Strange drives, he can't get it. Ryan Rosberg with the rebound. Under 90 seconds now. Missouri's going to go to 4-0 on the season with another game Monday night and then 2 more over the Thanksgiving holiday. Rector drives. It was blocked away. And then a traveling violation on Jabari Brown. Here's our AT&T player of the game, and we'll give it to Jonathan Williams III.
What a job by Jonathan Williams, just hanging around the rim all day long. Here, Tony Criswell misses. J3's there to tip it in. 2-hand rebound, up strong, and finish. 17 rebounds, 7 points, 3 blocks, 2 assists. Ball game, Jonathan Williams III.
Ivy made a basket on the other end. It's 72-59 right now, as the Tigers will try to run this one out. Shane Rector holding the ball as we have 45 seconds to go. Now double teamed. He tries to get it to Rosberg. Rosberg tried to get it underneath the Feldman, but a good job by the Bulldogs defense, and Branch throws it down with 2 hands. 31.5 seconds to go. Gardner-Webb calls a timeout. down just 72-61.
And you ask, why are they taking a timeout? Because Tim Kraft is first-year coach at Gardner-Webb, and he wants his team to realize, I'm going to coach 40 minutes, you're going to play 40 minutes, and we're going to pretend now that there's 31.5 seconds to go in the game, and it's a 2-point game, and we got to try to get the ball back. So good coaching by Coach Kraft. Good job by Missouri finishing the game the right way.
And the Tigers led it by 20 with 3:17 to go. So now with half a minute, they've shaved obviously some late game points, but nevertheless, like you said, Coach Kraft is over there saying, hey, let's use this later on.
No question about it. And as I mentioned, there was an 8 or 9 minute stretch in there when Missouri went on that 14-0 run where Coach Fuller will be very happy. The last 2 or 3 minutes, no. He wants them to play the right way all the way to the end. No matter what the score is, every possession, good basketball teams play every possession like it's the last. And do not turn it over. Play good defense and offensively. Get your teammates involved.
On the floor for the Tigers in the final 31.5 seconds, you're going to see Clark. Corey Haith is checked in. Rector's out there, Feldman, and Rossberg. So the day is over for Ernest Ross, who has 17. Jordan Clarkson, 14, and Jabari Brown has 13 to lead the Tigers. That one goes off of Rector and out of bounds, and just what you talked about. Hey, let's D him up. We need the ball back, and they get it back right away.
Got to come meet the basketball. Another turnover that Coach Fuller will let this team watch on film, and will need to learn from it.
That is 19 turnovers now from Missouri.
Too many.
25 seconds and counting. Castellanos drives. Gets it out to Ivy for a 3. That one's no good, and Clark grabs the rebound. 15 seconds to go. He'll get it over to Corey Haith. And the Tigers will just try to get it across the timeline, except it's poked away. Strange to Branch. Branch lays it up, won't go, but there's a foul with 2.4 seconds to go. Foul's on Rector. So it's going to be a win for the Tigers, and they'll move to 4-0, but plenty of things to discuss.
Yep, and it's got to happen fast, too, because as you mentioned, quick turnaround. Next game's Monday night, so you celebrate this victory till midnight, watch the film, break it down tomorrow, and get ready for IUPUI.
139th win here at Mizzou Arena, and it's 76 in a row versus non-conference opponents. And now it's 21 in a row over everybody.
Pretty good in this building.
So the Tigers will throw it in, and that should be the end of things. And Rector gets it, and this one will run out. The final score is 72-63. The Tigers move it to 4-0 thanks to 17 points from Ernest Ross, 14 from Jordan Clarkson, and how about 17 rebounds from Jonathan Williams III.
What a terrific game by Jonathan Williams III. He did everything we asked him to do, and he's just a freshman.
We'll have Coach Fuller on here in a few minutes, and we'll get his thoughts as the Tigers do move to 4-0. And we should tell you that it was too many turnovers from the Tigers, but they did shoot 80% from the free throw line. The three-point line, not so kind. 2 of 14, just 14% for the Tigers. Missouri finishes shooting from the floor 44%. 18 second chance points. Points in the paint, 46 for Missouri. So a pretty good afternoon for the Missouri Tigers. 72-63, your final score as the Tigers win it this afternoon. (72-63) our final score. We're going to take a break, and hopefully we'll catch up with Coach Fuller here in a second. We'll be back to Mizzou Arena in Columbia, Missouri, right after this 72-63. Tigers beat the Bulldogs. the third with the play of the day, the highlight of the day. Look at that. The putback dunk. 7 points and 17 rebounds for the young freshman. Alongside Gary Link, I'm Bo Bayman. Tigers win it today by 9. It was really a pretty close game in the first half. The Tigers used a big run, 14-0 in the second half to pull away.
That's the difference in the game, Bo. 14-0 run, and Missouri made their free throws. We talked about the Tigers need to do a better job on the free throw line. They got to the free throw line in the second half, and they made them.
We've been talking about it. It's a quick turnaround now because it's Monday night against IUPUI, then 2 more games this week, so 4 in 6 days.
Players love it, tough on coaches, but this team will celebrate till midnight, then they'll get ready for IUPUI, get on the plane to go to Vegas, play Northwestern, play Nevada out there on Thursday and Friday. A lot of games coming up for the Tigers.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. The Tigers win it by 9. The final score is 72-63. We're back to wrap it up when we come back.